I think it's finally here. So it's here, the big 650 scale Enterprise D is here in the shop on the bench. Problem is, it's too big to do the unboxing on the bench. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up another table so that I can unbox it, lay it all out, and you'll be able to see the whole thing. I will pull out, because it's over on the shelf, the 1000 scale Enterprise D that we shelved a little while ago in favor of this project, so you can see that size difference. And I'll show you the saucer for the 1400 scale Enterprise D that's commercially available. So again, you get a really good idea of just how big this thing is going to be. We're going to look at all the parts, see how it all goes together, see the quality, see all of that. I'll give you an in-depth look at all the parts. So let's get unboxing. But before we get started, why not take a moment and click the subscribe button? And while you're here, click on that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. If you're looking to buy a Tesla and would like to support my channel, you can use my referral code located in the About section of my channel or in the description of this video. So this has literally just arrived, and just for some size context on the box, yeah. Let's see if I center this, so that's 14 and 14, so 28 across. That's a big sized kit. Let's get this thing open. All right. There's the secondary hull. Okay, so I'm sure the video does not do the size of this thing justice. So let me pull the 1400 scale. This is the 1400 scale saucer that I'm currently cleaning windows out on. Yeah, this is going to be a big boy. There's some additional parts, some phaser banks, the deflector dish, the covers for the pattern on the back of the secondary hull. Whew. This is a big secondary hull. All right. Oh, nice chunk in there. And here's the big boy. Wow. I mean, this is big. Woo! This is absolutely massive. Wow. So this is going to be really interesting when you see the saucer compared to the other two sizes I have in the shop. This is just phenomenal. The size. All the windows are cleared out. We're going to be doing something a little bit different with the phaser arrays here, but there's the bottom underneath there, and attached underneath here are the phaser arrays. So yeah, that's the kit out of the box. Here's my workbench for some sizing reference. I've had to set up a whole other table just to hold this model. So here is the 4:100 scale saucer on top of the 650 scale. Just, again, for some reference, I can move this now. There's the top saucer. Phaser strip parts are taped underneath still to keep them safe for shipping. Here's the lower saucer. There is some gap work to fill on a few of these parts, which will be rectified in later iterations of this kit. Secondary hull, and I like how the neck is attached to the lower section of the secondary hull. That it removes a lot of structural issues. The nacelles, the pylons, which are much better designed than the 1000 scale kit, the lower secondary hull section, and then a support structure. This is a big kit. I'm going to go through each part individually as well. So as we start to look at the individual pieces, we're going to start with the showpiece itself, the upper saucer. This thing is huge. If I run it to the mat, we are looking at 26.5 inches wide, and we're looking at 20 and a half or almost 21 inches this way. And what's really nice about this is it is a print, so it is a resin print, but it is the smoothest print, most high definition print I have ever seen. I mean, the print is next to flawless on this. So it's a very clean, smooth surface, and all these windows are pre-done in the manufacturing, and they are very nice. So there's no excuse for having poorly done windows on this kit. And all the windows are here. All of these in the top section here. The observation lounge windows are nicely done. Those can be a pain to do on the smaller kits. The arboretum. Now, we have this phaser ring here with these 5mm holes already included in the kit, -1 here. Now, I've talked to the supplier. They're not sure if that's a mistake on their part or the producer of the kit. But in any case, if you're going to be using the kit for electronics that they provide, then what you can do to have the phaser effect is just drill that hole, that 5mm hole in there. Those are designed to take 5mm LEDs. Now, I'm going to be processing this a little bit differently for the phaser array because I like to use a bit of a higher definition phaser array effect. So I won't be using these individual 5mm LEDs. I'll be using a LED strip on the inside to get as high definition as I can on that. So I'm going to be making some alterations to the kit as far as the phaser array goes. Now, I don't know that I'll be able to show you here, but I'll insert some B-roll footage of the saucer rim because the sensor area on there where a join normally is on a kit is actually molded into this. So it is all part of the top piece. There is some filling work that will need to be done around the bridge module. Apparently it's been designed to be able to be easily taken out in case you want to show the inside here separate. So we'll need to fill that in a little bit just to make sure that that is nice and secure in there. I'm going to flip this over and show you the underside. Alright, it's been flipped over, and the reason I wanted to do that is so that you can see the phaser array here. This looks like, now I haven't taken it off yet. I don't want to touch it right now because I want to keep it nice and secure until I'm actually starting to work on this part. But the phaser array 1 has been done in crystal clear. That will really allow the phaser effect to show through very well. And it's been taped to the underside for shipping because I would imagine that this is a very fragile piece, And again, I will have to treat it very carefully when I do remove it. When I start working on this part, I will probably tape it down to a solid piece of wood or something similar when I take it off to store it until it's time to add it to the other side. But this is one unbroken piece, which is beautiful because in most cases, or at least I think it is, that could be, I could find out differently if it's been taped on the seam, but the fact that it looks like it's one continuous piece is beautiful because you so often see the seam marks on these. So that's really nice. And you get a chance to see what I'm talking about with the rim. It's quite a thick rim here. That's because the entire sensor array is included in this top part. Now we're looking at the lower saucer section. Again, perfectly smooth, beautiful. We do have some gaps where the windows meet the edge here. And again, I was talking to the designer of the kit, and they said that they will make sure that those are closed off more properly when next rounds of kits are produced. But that'll just take a little bit of filler to fill in. Again, also there's the a bit of a gap here where it was thinly printed for the captain's yacht. Again, that'll just take a little bit of filler to fill it in. There's a nice bit here for the neck to secure it to, so I shouldn't have too many issues getting the bottom saucer connected to the neck. The phaser array, again, is drilled out here. There don't seem to be any holes missing on this one, and the windows are nicely created there. Flipping it over, again, you can see some of these gaps here where the windows are likely that it was thin material here that just got missed or something in the printing there. But again, that will not be too difficult to fill in. The bottom saucer phaser array, again, looks really good. Looks like it's all one piece. I'll know more when I take it off and remove it. But it has been packed on the bottom part again so that it is safe for transit. And everything looks really good on the inside. Now we're getting into part of the kit that I am really excited for, the secondary hull. And the reason why I am so excited about this part of the kit is because of how it has been engineered. So first of all, we have this big, huge piece. And what's really exciting about this is that the neck portion is manufactured as part of the top of the secondary hull. So this join here, which would generally have a lot of stress put on it, is all one piece. So we have no worries, no issues about this piece coming apart at all. Now, if you were following the 1000 scale kit that I was working on before the client decided to upgrade to this one, you would know that I put screws in the neck along with epoxy so that there would be more physical grip holding it together. But that's not going to be necessary at all on this kit. The other thing that I'm super excited about is how the pylons have been engineered. On the 1000 scale kit, the pylons, the whole secondary hull piece came across like this, and the pylons kind of got stuck on. Well, that's not the case here. This piece goes right like this, and so there is ample support for the pylons. It is going to be well connected. I fought and fought and fought, and really the fight has not yet been won on the 1000 scale when it comes to the pylons. There's still a lot of work that has to be done specifically on those areas. But this, I think, is going to simply be a breeze to install. And you can see how there's really nice fitting points here. And I'm just kind of handling this at the moment, but that will go together like so. It will grip together, nicely locked in place. And then this piece will go on top like this. And so there is so much support for the pylons engineered into these parts, I am very impressed with how this has been engineered. And one of the reasons why I was so glad that my client decided to upgrade to this larger kit, because the stability and longevity of the nacelles with this kind of engineering and design will be far, far superior. Now, this piece here has this mighty huge chunk of resin and a large post receiving area. So I'll have to find out what size of post is meant to be used on that. There's also a metal piece that is intended to be inside the secondary hull that is not included with the initial shipment of the parts. That will come later when the decals are shipped out. So that will go inside here to offer that extra support. If we look at the pylon section here, you can see that there is a trough for wiring to go through. There is also a channel on the inside for wiring to go through. I thought that was kind of a very interesting choice on how that was produced. So there's lots of options for getting the wiring that we're going to need into those nacelles. Now, what's not present here that might have been nice, now it might just not be possible in the way that they are manufactured, but it would have been nice if there were channels to be able to get the LEDs back here for the navigation light, the red and the green that go back here, top and bottom. But I'm sure that we can create a pathway for that to go in there without too many issues. These parts all look super clean, super nice. All of those windows on the neck are going to be nice and clean. All the small ones, all the weird shaped ones, the way that they've been added as part of the print is going to make doing those so much easier. And this, again, this is a part that I am super excited for because of the way that it's been engineered. I think the engineering on this has been done very, very well. Before I move on to other parts, I should also mention that the deflector dish is part of the top piece. So that's already molded in there as part of the top portion. Now you might be wondering, aren't you supposed to be having light glowing in from behind? Well, actually the light will be on the outside here, and it comes in from behind the dish that goes on top of that. So there's some transparent and clear parts on that light comes through, and it comes around the dish that gets added there. So that is perfectly fine for that to be in the same resin as the rest of the ship. And it's nice that it's part of this top piece because there's one seam we're not going to have to worry about. Now finally, we're going to look at the nacelles. Now we do have something we need to discuss about the nacelles, but let me show you how they are constructed first. You have the clear buzzard, which I'm going to have to figure out how exactly I want to frost that. That's going to fit inside this piece like so. And then we have the accordion piece. I have no idea what it's called. And then here we have three components. We've got the top piece, we have the chiller grill assembly, and the bottom piece. The bottom piece has lots of holes for your wiring to go through, and they all look very nice. Now I do have a word of caution for you. My other nacelle broke. Now I'm not entirely sure if that broke in transit or if that broke when I was pulling it out of the packaging. I am not entirely sure, but I want to make sure that you are well aware of this factor. It is very, very thin here. The resin is very thin, and this is a very fragile portion of the kit, and it's very tight to pull it out of the packaging. So when you're doing that, be very careful because you don't want to run into this situation where this component breaks. Also, when you're handling them whether you're building them or just moving them around or looking at them, be very gentle with these pieces. Also, this piece looks like it could be very fragile as well, so make sure that you are storing it safely. They've been shipped taped together with cardboard packing on the inside, so to keep it as well packaged as possible. But they are fragile pieces until you get them assembled, so please be aware of that. And that is all of the large pieces. Now we're going to take a quick look at the bag of assorted little goodies. Now the very final parts to show you are the support here, which has clearly been designed specifically for the kit. It's not symmetrical, it feels like it's hollow, and I'm sure that there's probably some instructions that are going to be coming with the metal piece about how that functions. Then we have the ring that goes around the bridge. We have the areas that are traditionally called the trench covers on the 1400 scale. Those patterns that are going in there. We've got the pieces that go on the nacelles, the back of the nacelles from Generations. Some tiddly bit parts here, which I'm assuming are tractor beam emitters. I will have to double check on what those specifically are. We've got a number of phaser arrays, lenses for impulse, drive, and deflector dish. Now my deflector dish seems to be warped, so I'll have to find out if I can get that straightened or not, so I'll have to see about that. But it seems to be quite significantly warped. I'd be interested to see how this part turns out for other people, so make sure that you let me know down in the comments how your piece, if you've got this kit, how your deflector dish looks. Maybe it's just mine that is kind of twisted like this. So those are the auxiliary parts. Now there is a decal set that you can get with this that does all of the Aztecs. I am not getting that. I'm going to be doing the individual markings. I'm not sure yet whether that's going to be able to be provided for me or if I'll have to do some of the art myself. But either way, we're going to be using those as separate decals because we're going to be painting this model. But I wanted to let you know that the Aztecing decals with the markations embedded in the Aztec pattern are available for this kit as well. And now, as promised, a size comparison between the three. Here are the saucers, and here's a size comparison on the nacelles. Quite a stark contrast between the two ships. Let me remove that saucer section, and you can see the 1/650 scale is quite a bit bigger than the 1000 scale. And that's everything I have to show you on this brand new 650 scale Enterprise E kit. I am super excited to get started working on it. Are you going to be working on this kit? Did you order it? Has it arrived? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to know how many people are going to be working on this amazing, huge project. Now, I know that I'm not the only YouTuber who is working on this project. Lou Dalmaso from Aztec Dummy is also getting this kit. So I want to encourage you, make sure you watch both build series because there's going to be a whole lot of differences between how I build the kit and how Lou's going to build the kit, and I think that it's going to be beneficial for everybody to see both ways. And if there's anybody else building it on YouTube, let me know because I would love to follow your builds as well. If you're building it, make sure you're posting pictures on the various Facebook groups. We want to share the progress we're making on this fantastic kit. Now, when it comes to garage kits, I think that this rates extremely highly on the quality scale. I mean, it has been very well engineered. I haven't seen a garage kit yet that's been this well engineered for assembly construction. I think it's going to go together really easily and it's going to look really good put together. And, you know, I think that once we get the paint on, Danny's lighting a scheme in, oh, this is just going to be a wonderful project. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet because you do not want to miss a moment of this project. So I hope that you've enjoyed this unboxing and review of this project. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. But for now, my name is Andrew, and this is Canadian Starships. Have a great day, everyone.